Hello guys, JS here again with day 3 recap of ESL 1 Frankfurt 2016. This is the last day of this tournament and the champion will be crowned. In the first semi-final, we have the Manila Major Grand Final rematch between OG and Team Liquid. For game 1, both teams decided to pull some cheesy strat. Liquid went for the Dazzle and Husker combo and OG last picked the No-Tail Meatball. Perhaps it's because OG had a day off while Liquid had to battle through the group stage on day 2. OG seemed quite rusty in the first game. Miracle had an uncharacteristically bad game on the Timbersaw thanks to Mind Control's Nyx, which was able to shut him down with his spike carapace. And after snowballing out of control from winning the laning stage, Liquid finished the game in just under 20 minutes, making it the fastest game this tournament. In the second game, once again, Liquid had a great start, and just when it looked like the series was going to be a quick 2-0 sweep, Liquid went for a questionable Roshan fight. OG was able to pick out support Ricky and force Liquid to abandon the Roshan attempt, but when OG decided to take the Roshan for themselves, Liquid tried to contest despite the carry lifesteal not being there, which resulted poorly for the Dire side. From that point on, OG regained the momentum to the game, and because it had a Lycan, they were able to find pickoffs and push down Liquid buildings very quickly, and ultimately forcing a game 3. In the final game, OG drafted a Naga Siren for No-Tail. Liquid played a very aggressive early game in an attempt to shut down the Naga's farm. However, OG was prepared this time, and their early game rotation were on point. They were able to secure Naga's farm, giving Liquid no choice but to battle it out with OG in the late game. In the final fight, they were barely able to take down the Naga Siren after throwing everything at her, and since the carries on Liquid already expanded their buybacks a few minutes ago when they got picked off, the Naga Siren was just able to buy back and boost the travel in and secure the victory for OG as they advanced to the grand finals. In the other semi-final, we have Navi going up against Vega Squadron. Navi has significant early game advantage, to the point where Vega's core were only as farm as Navi's supports, with the exception of FN on Slark, who had a top net worth throughout most of the game. Despite Navi's early advantage, yet the Slark was able to single-handedly keep Vega in the game for more than 50 minutes. It was a very entertaining game, which I will include a link to this game's highlight at the end of this video. Ultimately, in the late game, Navi was able to pick up the Slark as he tried to split push after his team was wiped, forcing him to buy back. In the ensuing push, Navi was once again able to team wipe Vega, thus ending the game and taking a 1-0 lead. In game 2, it was a bloodbath at minute 0, as Vega attempted to 4-man secure the level 1 bounty room for their alchemist. However, in hindsight, doing that against a Bad Rider may not have been the best idea, as he was able to get 67 napalm stacks onto everyone, which allowed Navi to win the level 1 fight quite easily. From there on, Navi had an even better early game than game 1, but this time there is no super farm star to save the day for Vega. And very similar to game 1, FN on the Alchemist was top of the net worth, while his teammates were struggling to stay ahead of Navi's supports. In the end, the Alchemist was nowhere near farm enough to carry this game, and Navi took game 2 easily, and secured their spot in the grand final against OG. Going into the grand final, most probably would have had OG as favorite, however no one expected to be so one-sided. In game 1, Navi's game plan seemed to be shutting down Miracle on the Temporal Assassin, as they were constantly putting pressure in the mid lane. But Miracle's farm wasn't affected at all, as he was either able to skip the ganks or trade evenly with Navi by himself. Meanwhile, OG's other 4 members were getting objectives around the map, cruising through game 1 with relative ease. Seeing as how easy game 1 was, OG decided to experiment with new heroes. They picked Kunkka mid for No-Tail, Lifestealer offlane for Moon, while Miracle played the anti-mage carry. Navi was not able to contain Miracle at all, as he ended the game with 10k net worth more than anyone else in the game. The scary part is, OG was able to win teamfights without even needing Miracle to participate. In the final game, OG decided to up their difficulty once more. This time, Miracle and Crit have decided to swap roles. Crit played the carry on the Riki, and Miracle played support on the Lion. Because of that, this game was much closer. But despite being behind early, OG was able to win a few teamfights through their superior play and coordination in the mid game. And in the end, Navi was still no match for the handicapped OG, as OG takes the grand final with a 3-0 victory. That concludes my ESL 1 Frankfurt recaps. Be sure to check out the Vega vs Navi game highlights by clicking on the annotation on the left. And you can also find my highlight playlist for the best games of this tournament by clicking on the annotation on the right. And the TI6 qualifier is next weekend, so stay tuned as I'll be making recaps and highlight for that. As always, if you enjoy my content, please subscribe and like my video. Thank you for watching.